Everything in life come with pros and it come with cons, bro, and that includes the military. I'm going to like some of the cons, pros of the military to help you make decisions whether or not you want to join. Get right into it. First con is moving a lot. If you're active duty military, like you will likely move or deploy every 2 or 4 years. Something will cause you not to stay at the same location for longer than a few years. Even if it's not PCS, which is changing base locations, field trainings, NTC, which is a month in the desert training, random missions, all of that can take you away from like your base for a little bit, which is less important if you're single, but it's big if you got a spouse or kids. The random pop-up like leaving or whatever, that's not gonna be good on them. For example, so like this summer, like I had nothing like really on the schedule, right? Like just regular like work. So I was gonna take some leave, but I was not able to take that leave because I had to go do the DC mission, which was in Washington DC, because the little parade or whatever for the Army's birthday or whatever, the Army DC parade. I had to go help assist with that. So that popped up out of nowhere like a few months before it happened. It was just like, you gotta go help with it. That was like a random pop-up mission. Like first pro is job stability. Even if the country is in a recession, the military will be there, give you a guaranteed 9 to 5, or really 5 to 5. I explained that in this video. Basically, yeah, it's a guaranteed job as long as you are physically and mentally able to do the job. It's a guaranteed job right there. You don't gotta worry about losing it unless you do something ridiculous or crazy and get kicked out. This is a con, high stress environment. This varies on the unit you go to, but typically like military work is going to be way more stressful than civilian work or civilian jobs. Like you might have to get up at 4 a.m. every day this week to prepare for a training, a field training next week or something. And then the deadlines we got to deal with is like some, again, depending on your job, it can be like some high up. It's like, I need all of y'all in this section to get this done before this date. And if not, it's gonna, somebody else like way up along the chain is gonna be looking down like, why didn't this happen? Yeah, just overall like more stress than like some civilian job. Pro right here, the second pro is education benefits. Not many other jobs are gonna pay you to go to school. You can earn your bachelor's at zero cost to you, tuition assistance, and then the GI Bill, or however you want to do it. You can get FAFSA 2 on top of that, and you can get your bachelor's for free in whatever you want, whatever school you want to go to. This con right here, risk of injury or death. Now, this is the one thing they don't lie about at the recruiting station, which is that joining the military can cause you great bodily injuries or death. They made sure I understood that before signing the dotted line, that you can do everything right that day, whether it be training or in a combat deployment, and still not make it back to your bed at night. That's because it's simply like a more dangerous job than most civilian jobs. Now, there's some MOSs where you have a higher chance of something happening, yes, but the overall like job is still more dangerous than some civilian job. Pro, travel opportunities. I want to visit every continent on Earth except for Antarctica for obvious reasons. And the Army has helped me go to 2 out of the 7. So if you want to see like the world, enlist in the Army, like join the Army. Just to let y'all see like a list of every country I've been to thanks to the Army: Poland, Germany, Lithuania, Ireland, South Korea, the UK. Yeah, that's it right there. That's all the countries I've been to thanks to the Army. I probably would not have been there if it wasn't for being in the Army. Not just to mention like you could go and visit those places, you could also get stationed at most of those places or near most of those places. Stationed, you're just gonna be there for like a few years, however long you're at that base, and you can really like see whatever is around that place. So like say you get stationed in Germany, you can see all around Europe. So you get stationed in South Korea, you can see around Asia, like Japan and other countries around there. Strict discipline. The military will control all aspects of your life. Like it's not just your job, it's your lifestyle. There's some things you can no longer do. Like once you join, there's some things you can no longer do even outside of work. So every base has a blacklist of businesses near the base that you can't go to because it's blacklisted. It's usually like clubs and like tattoo places because they deem them unsafe or they think soldiers might be getting scammed. But a lot of times, like these blacklisted places, just it's like places that like the higher ups they just personally don't like them, or like something happens there, they'll just be like, all right, blacklisted, Can't go there anymore. And if you're caught going there, you can get hit with some serious UCMJ, making you lose money. Article 15 action. So yeah, strict discipline about like all aspects of your life. And then like the average civilian boss is not gonna be able to physically punish you for doing something wrong. That's like different in the military. So it depends on the unit you go to, but a lot of units still have the culture of like if you start acting a fool, your NCO can make you just push-ups, and they can scream, they can yell, like they can curse you out in front of everybody until you get your act together, which is obviously like that's not really a thing in most civilian jobs. So for some people, that's not really, don't really care about that. You know, they are, I guess, used to yelling, and some people like that's gonna be a big con for them, and they're just not like wanting to deal with something like that on a daily. Another pro is structured lifestyle. The way the military is organized will force you to be overall more well-rounded, like more mature. We tend to, not always, be more organized, have more self-discipline, and just make more smart life decisions. And I think that like deals with the fact that like they take a whole bunch of 18-year-olds and they go through basic and they learn like one discipline and like life skills. Not to forget the amount of like good mentors you can have. Like you come in like you fresh, like you 19 or whatever, you get to your unit. Like somebody could be your mentor. It could be your NCO, bro. Somebody else older in the unit. Somebody could be like a good mentor to you because like they see themselves like in you. They can give you that real spill, real good advice, bro. And then another pro is military perks. Not those type of perks, bro. Military perks. Every military base in the U.S. is gonna have at least one of these. Main PX, which is like a mall. Smaller PXs, which is like Dollar General or like a corner store. A commissary, which is gonna be like HEB. Gym, which is sometimes open 24/7. Basketball courts, parks, a USO, a library, multiple churches, man. All of this is gonna be on base, so you technically don't even need to go anywhere for something. So all of that you can have, if you enlist active duty, you can have easy access to those places. Usually, for the most part, I know like here in Fort Hood, like you gotta have a car, even though all of it is still on base, but you need a car. You can be walking for a minute. Also, part of the military perks is military discounts at a large portion of like any store. Just about any store or restaurant has like the discounts. You just gotta ask. And not to mention, like if you're active duty, like you get to board the plane first with the first class people who board, bougie folks. But yeah, there's a whole lot more. That's just the ones that I could think of right now. You know, if y'all want some more of them down below. But for now,
Bye. Have a beautiful time.